thanks for tuning into this video. This is going to be my last top of 2011 video, and this is going to be my top face products of 2011. And you'll know from watching previous videos that I don't really use a ton of foundation, but the one foundation that I did grab for all year was the Revlon Color Stay. My shade is in 110 Ivory. And I had a request from a viewer to actually take photos of the products. So at the end of the video, you'll see a still shot of every one of the products. And I think that will help you to get a better idea of the true colors of the products, as I don't have the best camera right now. So anyway, that's the Revlon Color Stay foundation. It's really light feeling. It doesn't feel cakey. It doesn't make me feel oily. Like I said, I only use it once in a while because I have a pretty even skin tone. I basically just rely on concealer to cover up blemishes and dark circles. So I don't use a ton of foundation. My philosophy is if you don't really need foundation, you really shouldn't wear it, because I mean that's another layer of crap basically that you're putting on your face. And if you can avoid wearing foundation, I would, because I think a lot of times acne prone skin gets worse if you're putting more things into your pores. But one that I do like is the Revlon Color Stay, and I do appreciate that it has the SPF 15. It's great to have SPF even in the wintertime, of course. And I have the normal to dry skin version. There is also an oily combo skin version. And yeah, I really like this. It gives a nice even complexion. It doesn't look cakey. It is a quite nice foundation. So if you do wear foundation, this is a good one. And my favorite product, I guess, that I can't live without is concealer. And one that I used all year was the NYX concealer in a jar. And it looks like that, just a tiny little jar of it, but it lasts a long time because a little goes a long way. As you can see, it's about half gone. It's been very, very loved. And I have the one in Fair. I really like this concealer because it doesn't look cakey, and just the lightest application really covers up whatever you're trying to cover. It's great for dark circles, and it's also great for blemishes. And what I like about it is that some concealers kind of cling to the blemish and can almost get kind of like a crusty-like texture on the top, and I find that it almost makes the blemish look worse than without any product. And this one doesn't do that. It just covers it nicely with giving a nice natural finish. And they have quite a variety of shades, and it's really quite creamy and nice, and I've been loving that all year. And if you don't like concealers in a jar like this, they also make the same concealer in a stick, and it's the same shade in Fair. And I've really liked this for kind of getting at more precise areas, maybe like around the nose, or because it has a nice twist up product like that. So if you like the stick better, they also make it in a stick form. Favorite liquid concealer, this is a pretty recent discovery for me, but I wanted to put it in because it is something that I will repurchase when it's empty. I absolutely love it, and that is the Balm Liquid Time Balm Concealer, and it looks like this. And it's a liquid concealer with a doe foot applicator like that. And why I love this is because it has tea tree oil in it, and I love the concept of putting something that actually helps your skin into makeup products. And I find that the tea tree oil, I can actually feel it working when I put it on a blemish, especially like larger ones that can be quite painful. If you put this on it, you can actually feel the antibacterial component working to help your skin. And I do notice that blemishes heal significantly faster when I use this concealer. And if you don't like the smell of tea tree oil, that's quite strong, like eucalyptus smell, you won't like this if you're sensitive to scents. This is very strong. It really does smell like tea tree oil. I find that scent quite calming, and I really like that smell. But it's great for under the eyes as well. and you just need the tiniest little bit. If you get too much, it can look a bit cakey, so you just need the tiniest little bit of this product. And I really love this concealer. It is quite pricey, it's about $20, but like I said, a little goes a long way. And if it's something that's actually helping your skin, I really like that feature of this product. I've mentioned this so many times that you guys can pretty much probably predict that I was going to include the Garnier Skin Renew Anti-Dark Circle Roller. And it looks like this, and I can't remember the shade name, but this is the one that has a bit of pigment to it. You can also get the ones that are just go on clear. Definitely gets rid of dark circles, has a nice cooling effect that feels really great in the morning when you can be kind of puffy. I just really love it, and sometimes I just wear this on its own without concealer depending on how bad my dark circles are for that day. If you have really bad dark circles, I don't. I just have a little bit of blue color, but if you've got the really kind of deep set dark circles, this probably won't be enough to use on its own, but it is kind of a good thing just to brighten up under the eye. So I really recommend this. And then for powder, I don't use a ton of powder. Same kind of feeling as foundation. If I don't need extra layers of makeup on my skin, I try to avoid it. I find the more products I put on my skin, that is when I tend to break out. But the one that I loved all year was the Maybelline Mineral powder, and I'm not pressed powder, and I'm not sure if they even still make this. I haven't been seeing it in my stores anymore, but flips open like that, and then you turn and it has a sponge. I really like this because it doesn't give you can't tell it's powder when it's on. It's really quite soft and just natural looking. It just goes away to nothing. It's just really silky feeling. And I really love this powder. It gets rid of any shine on my face that I do have, and it lasts quite a long time. I don't have to keep reapplying all the time. I probably only have to apply it once when I put on my makeup, and then maybe once later in the day to reduce any shine. So I really like that one. I'm not sure if they even still make it, so I hope they do because I really love that powder. Then on to bronzers. I don't wear a ton of bronzer, but in the beginning of the year I was using the Rimmel Natural Bronzer, and my shade is Sunlight, and I like this one because it's matte. And it just takes a tiniest little bit of product to give you a nice glow. I really think that is a nice drugstore option. And then later in the year, I think around July or August, I tried the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer, and this you can get on Sephora. And it looks like this. Again, a matte bronzer, but I prefer it over the Rimmel because it is just a true brown. This has a slight orange tint to it, not so much that you're going to look like an Oompa Loompa, but there is a little bit of a orange tint, whereas this one is just brown. There is no orange tint, and the scent smells like cocoa, and it's just heavenly. I smell it every time I put it on me, and it's really quite nice. And I know a lot of people have said that if you're fair skin tone that this one will be too dark for you. I haven't found that to be the case. I think it's quite nice for light skin tones. Did I say dark skin tones? I meant light skin tones. Yeah, if you're quite fair, I have no problem with this. It doesn't come out looking muddy or too dark. So I really love that bronzer for kind of an all over color, or if I want to do a bit of contouring. Next is my favorite category of face products and one of my favorite things to buy next to eyeshadows, and that is blush. And I have a ton of them. I'm sorry I couldn't narrow it down a little more. But I will say that I was able to pick a favorite blush of the year and shade, and that is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Blush in Flush. And it's just a beautiful pink fuchsia color. And it looks kind of scary in the pan, but when you put it on, it's just, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just so beautiful. And it's, it only takes a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of the product. So as you can see, I've used it quite a bit, but you can barely tell that I've even touched it, because that's how little you need. So even though these are quite pricey, I would say that they are well worth the money. And what I really love about this is that it's matte. It's one of the few matte blushes that I have. Almost every blush, it seems, that come out have some kind of shimmer in them. And then the other one from Tarte that I'm really loving is Blushing Bride, and it does have a bit of shimmer in it, but it doesn't look glittery, like you can't really notice it. It's just a nice gold shimmer to it. And this one is called Blushing Bride, and it is a nice plum color. What I like about it is it's pretty unique. Like, I haven't seen many colors that look like that. And again, gives you a nice natural looking flush. It's really pretty. And they do last all day. One thing that I love about these is that you do not have to apply them over and over and over. These will last you all day. Another blush that I used from the drugstore that I used more in the beginning of the year in the summer is my Wet n Wild blush in Pearlescent Pink. And I've used it quite a bit, as you can see, and this was a present from Lisa. And I absolutely love this blush. It's so pretty, just a nice peachy pink color, super pigmented, just like their eyeshadows. You only need a little bit, and there is a little bit of shimmer in it, but it's quite natural looking on the skin. Just beautiful color. And also about the same time that I got that, I tried the Fox in a Box Hard Candy Blush, and I used this a lot in maybe the April to June, maybe the springtime, I guess. And I've been using it a lot recently in the last month. I've just picked it up again. I kind of forgot about it, and then I rediscovered it, I guess. And this one is in Hot Flash, and these are the 4 colors you get. And you can concentrate your brush in one color, or you can do an all swish them around and get more of a light pink color. And I think the packaging is just so cute. Quite similar to the concept of Benefit's box blushes, but a lot cheaper. And I would argue that these are a lot more pigmented. You do have to be careful. Again, this is another one that you can end up looking like a clown quite easily. So be careful, but I really do love this blush. It looks really pretty. And I find that this corner color is quite similar to the Tarte Flush. So if you maybe want a cheaper option, if you just keep your brush in that, it is quite similar in finish and in the color to that Flush blush by Tarte. Other blushes I discovered, I guess it was last year now, in 2011, are the Sleek blushes. And the ones I really loved were Pomegranate, which is a nice magenta with a bit of plum undertones to it. Really pretty color. And you get a ton of product with these blushes, like that's a lot, and these don't cost very much. They're available on sleekcosmetics.com, and then of course in the UK they're in their drugstores. And then quite comparable to NARS Orgasm is Rose Gold. Just beautiful. Super pigmented, amazingly pigmented, beautiful finish on the skin. I highly recommend the Sleek blushes. And one I've used all year. At the beginning of the year I used it more as a highlighter, and then as I got deeper into the product, I'll show you. This is the Hard Candy Blush in Honeymoon. And when I was first using it, since it's a baked product, it's got several colors swirled in it. And when I was using it in the beginning of the year, it was so light that I only used it as a highlighter. It was really pretty and gave it a nice kind of peachy gold highlight, but it just did not have enough pigment to really be a blush. So I just used it as a highlight. But as I've dug down deeper into the product over the course of the year, I'm getting to a much darker pink, which is quite nice as a blush. So I'm kind of glad that I stuck it out and kept using it, because I really do enjoy this as a blush. Really pretty, super affordable, and Hard Candy Cosmetics are available at Walmart. And on to highlighters. This one I've used for years actually, and it's the Bonnie Bell Blend and Glow. And you get these 4 colors. This can be quite nice as a blush too, but they are quite shimmery, so I would suggest it as a highlight. And I know you can get these in grocery stores and in drugstores and at Walmart, so anywhere where Bonnie Bell products are sold. Pretty sure they still make this. I think I saw it in Walmart a little while ago. Really pretty. And then my other favorite highlighter has been the e.l.f. Shimmer Palette. And these are actually cream highlighters, and they have such a wonderful consistency to them. They go on as a cream on your finger, but as you blend them out, they take on like a powder-like consistency and really pretty. So you get kind of a white, a pink, kind of a peachy champagne color, and then a brighter pink. I will say that when you blend them out on the skin, they don't look really that different, so you don't have to be concerned about what color to choose. When you blend them on the skin, there isn't really much of a difference, but they are so pretty. One of my favorite highlighters, and surprisingly only $3 on eyelipsface.com. And, oh, I forgot one other blush towards the end of the year, so I don't even know if this can count, but I kind of discovered NARS blushes. I prefer Tarte blushes to NARS. I know that they get kind of called the best blush maker, but I do prefer the Tarte. But I really loved the NARS Danmari palette, and this was a special holiday collection that came out in October, maybe November. And I believe it's still available, so if you're interested, it comes with 4 blushes, a highlighter, and a bronzer, and in a nice case that's easy to carry, and travel with. So those are my favorite products, my face products of 2011, and like I said, this will be the last top of 2011 video. I've got some other things planned that I'm excited to get to, and I'm really looking forward to everything that this year has to bring. Thank you so much for subscribing and for leaving us such nice comments, and I will see you in the next video. And be sure to stay tuned to the end of this video, as there will be photos of all of the products. So see you guys!